Disclaimer. This game contains disturbing subject matters and might not be for everyone. You have been warned.
She a nympho, I wanna fuck, baby, let me get your info. Let me know what you wanna get yourself into. Yeah, I know that you got some daddy issues.
How's it going, nerds? My name is Linkwood, and in the last episode of Her Lie I Tried to Believe, she got punched in the face and beat or some shit? What is happening in this? Again, if you are easily disturbed, I would recommend not watching this game, as it has really dark themes. But if you really want to, I can't stop you. Just keep that as a warning. Let's get into it. Fuck. Is this because you don't like this? I can try to apply more makeup if you want. I'm sure you won't notice it while we're having sex, so I should let go of her. If I continue on adding more pressure on her arm like that, it will definitely swell up. Yet, come. What? Are we leaving already? And what about the food? You can eat it in the car. Now come. But it will be cold. And where are we going anyway? Far from all of this. Really far from all of this. Chapter 6. Toward the unknown. It was on impulse. It had already been 2 hours since we left the hotel. I was driving in the middle of the night, not knowing still where this road was going to lead us. She had stopped talking and asking me questions for a while now, only looking through the window motionlessly. She still hasn't touched her food yet. She was mad, maybe? It was too dark for me to really see her expression from the angle of her face. Still, I was curious about her thoughts right now. She, who never showed her true color. What lies underneath her carefree and good-natured demeanor? Maybe something like me? But her silence was too good to be true. Soon, her mouth started moving again. You're really doing this, aren't you? Do you even know the impact of the choice you're about to make? I don't care. Then why are you doing this? If you don't care, I'm doing this because I can't stand seeing you like this anymore. That's why. Don't you understand that this life of yours is not worth living? If this continues on like this, they're going to what? Kill me? Break me? Why should you care? Shouldn't you be rejoicing? After all, you hate me. Shut up. But that's the truth, isn't it? Shut up! I shouted at her. I didn't want to have this conversation. I didn't even know the answer myself. All I knew was that I needed to get as far away as possible, as soon as possible. Is this because you feel responsible? Is that it? Then I'm going to clear things up once and for all. This has nothing to do with you. It never had. There's always been my father's fault to begin with. It's not your responsibility, you understand? I'll be the one judging on that. They're the mafia, Tim, and I owe them a lot of money. If I disappear like this, they're going to pursue me and find me, and if at that time you're with me, they're not going to let you off easily. They're going to... She stops talking from the corner of my eye. I can see her tears rolling down her cheek uncontrollably, as if the thought of my death alone was enough to make her cry. What of it? I can sense her powerful gaze on me the moment those words leave my mouth. Anger, something I've never seen throughout her features, no matter how I treated her, has now been triggered by those simple and trivial words. Don't you understand how dangerous this is? They're going to kill you. You have a girlfriend, don't you? And a job you worked so hard to obtain. If you persist on trying to save me like this, you're going to throw away everything you've been trying to build your whole life. You can't sacrifice all of this for something as stupid as... My foot slammed the brake pedal with all its might. The screech of the tires stretched out for the long 5 seconds until the car finally stopped completely. I then leaned on her, unlocked her door, and opened it with one single motion. If you don't like this, then get out. We're still close to the bus station. You can probably manage to return to the city before morning. I've made my decision, and I don't plan for you to understand it. Responsibility? Towards whom? You? Don't make me laugh. I'm doing this for myself, alright? She muttered one single word. Liar. How stupid can you be? I ain't fucking lying, you dumb bitch. A girlfriend, a job, a life? I have no interest in those fucking things. I always feel completely empty. All this fucking painful life of mine has always been one big recurring joke. No, I've been waiting for this kind of opportunity all my life. It just so happens that it is tonight. Now, or you follow me, or become my partner in crime, or you get the fuck out and return to that hell you proudly call your life. She looks at me in the eyes, the same way she always does when we're having sex. She has no smile, she has no expression, she has no happiness. The purity with which she's always been looking at the world around her is nowhere to be found, as if it's always but a fleeting illusion. This is the real her. She doesn't shift her cold gaze from me while closing her door slowly. I waited for this my whole life, and there's no way I'm going to let it get away from me like this. Let's go. Those are her words, powerful, without any hesitation. I don't say anything back. I'm not able to. Her determination seems dangerous somehow, so I just unconsciously started driving again, as though this whole conversation never took place. I break my eye contact with her to focus on the road. Is this maybe what they call eloping? It's exciting. The moment my eyes fall back on her, she has the most beautiful smile I've ever seen in this world. Chapter 7. Eloping isn't the word. After driving for half the day, we finally stopped in a cheap motel to rest, regaining some of our energy. At the same time, I took this opportunity to collect my thoughts. While this situation might have started at a brainless and impulsive act, keeping up with this attitude will only bring us down in the long run. In the end, we might need a good plan if we want a good shot at this. I first thought we had a good amount of time ahead of us, but this assumption was a big mistake of mine. By asking for a bit more details, I found out that Cassandra was living with another hostess from that bar. So even though she's working only once a week, the other girl will soon find out about her disappearance. I could have asked her to try and contact the girl, maybe convince her not to say a word to their boss, but this would have been too big a risk for only postponing the inevitable as a result. Ultimately, I think trusting someone will only trigger the start of our downfall. I look at her. She's carelessly sleeping beside me while I'm the one stressing out about all those things. She doesn't seem to care at all that much, since she showed the determination of hers. Seriously, what am I doing? Get out of my way for what? Getting out of my way for what? This? Sleeping in this cheap-ass bed? Eating those disgusting convenience store food? This is all her... No, what am I thinking? No matter how I look at this, I chose to do this on my own volition, right? I shouldn't hold it against her. Still, I know. There's a darkness in my heart that I've yet to get rid of. That darkness which is whispering to me to destroy her. So, did you choose where we're going, my love? She says shamelessly the moment we enter the car. Stop that. It's disturbing. But we're eloping. I can at least call you that much, right? No, we're not. Eloping would mean that we're about to wed. And we're clearly not. But I want to wed. I love you. And we're going to live together from now on. So, she puts her hand on my shoulder. Her head on my shoulder, while smiling brightly. So what? There's no logic behind your words. And get off of me. I shake her head without any consideration for her feelings, or even her well-being. Boo, you're no fun. She sticks her tongue out. She sticks out her tongue like a little kid before turning her attention towards the window, sulking. Man, she's a handful. I've decided our destination. I've thought about it for a long time, and what do you think of Las Vegas? She instantly looks back at me, sparkle in her eyes. So, does that mean we're going to get married after all? I've always wanted to go to Las Vegas. Back off. I decided this out of convenience for us, not for your little fantasy. Well, I knew how much you wanted to go there. She talked about it more than once, so I might have taken that into account. But I'm not actually going to say that, am I? But I don't understand. Shouldn't we try to go to some unknown villages instead of going to such a big city? To try and lay low or something? Aren't we asking to be found if we go there? Not exactly. Best place to hide a tree is inside a forest, right? Logically, when you think about someone trying to escape from a group like the Mafia, you think that the person is going to hide in some distant place, far away from urban civilization. That's exactly how his pursuers are going to think too. What? So naturally, they're going to first search those uncivilized areas. You understand where I'm going with this? Yeah, but, well, it doesn't look all good on paper. Doesn't mean it will go smoothly. This place is known to be armed with criminals, right? So it shouldn't be too far-fetched to think they have ties to our pursuers. If we're going to a small place, village or whatever, we're going to attract a lot of unwanted attention. They all know each other in those places, you know, and look at us. Not that we could call countryside people, are we? If you say so. He doesn't seem to buy it. Is she scared? She shouldn't be. One more thing. I need her to understand this perfectly, else none of this is worth it. Even if they find us, it doesn't change anything, does it? In the end, both of our lives have never been worth living. I won't live my days in such a boring place as a village, or crawling in fear inside a hole somewhere. My life is nothing but boredom already, so... She looked at me, clueless. Let's try and have some fun, shall we? She regains that smile of hers so naturally. A beautiful, pure, and bright smile. That smile that I would have done anything to destroy before. I was now the source of its existence. I should feel flattered by this. I should, yet... How disgusting. Chapter 8. Las Vegas. And we'll join Las Vegas in the next episode. So have a great day, know you beautiful, and I hope you enjoyed. And I'll speak with you all again soon. If you like this video, give it a like. If you dislike this video, still give it a like. Baka Ball every Tuesday. Roll the outro.
There'll be girls across the nation that'll eat this up. Babe, I know that it's your soul, but could you bottle it up? Get down to the heart of it, no, it's my heart. You're shit out of your luck.
do it for the love, yes I do. So you don't care about the money, well yes it's true. And I'm so blessed to be fulfilling my destiny. All material things could mean less to me. Only thing I ever could need is a Sarah B sample with a dope ass beat. And get the mic check, all the levels right. And if it's good then I'll be here for several nights. Cause the only thing I need is a strong supporting team.